Okay, I'm gonna make a video how to use this 45-degree cutting tool. This is a typical 45-degree blade holder, and I'm not sure the 45 lanes come from here or from here, but actually this is called, I think called Trapezoid. Yeah, it's called Trapezoid, Trapezoid. I think it's a shape. It's shape called trapezoid, right? Trapezoid, I think. Trapezoid cutting blade is a very common thing. And then this one is normally people for 45, but you can see it's a 45, 30, 22.5, and 50 and 0. So the purpose is cutting a groove, normally also called V-groove shape. V-groove, you put the blade here, then you cut in 45, then another 45, then combine 90 degree, you can remove the material. That's become a V-groove. So you can also have 60 degree V-groove, 45, 30. And if you already put on 0, then it's no difference as normal blade cutter. Okay. So let's see how to put this inside. First thing, you need to remove these two. So you can see here have two pinch thing pole. You just against here. Then there's no other way to install. Okay, it's always like that. Don't worry about this angle. Don't worry about whichever other angle. And then once you like this is also only have one way to put back. You can see once it's only on this side and it's on here, match the hole, and you put the screw back. Oh, I forgot the spring washer. This purpose of the spring washer is to anti-vibration, so even vibrates, it won't lose. That's why the spring washer is very important. And the blade is always very sharp. Just don't cut yourself. Okay, and just tighten it. How tight is tight, I do not know, but just make it very tight, but evenly tight each side at a time. Still very careful, don't cut yourself. Okay, that's how you put the blade. So when you hold it like that, you can see now it's cutting 45. And then you turn around, cut another 45, then you can remove the material. Okay, then we want to put this inside the holder. One more step is actually to take this off, because it's too big chunk of head, cannot go through the hole. Later you will see why, but let me take this off in the meantime. And later we put it back. Okay, then you can take this head out. Okay, and here you can adjust the how deep it go. Oh, okay, how deep it go. But anyway, it's not much change. If you really want to try, you can try it. But default is fine. Now let's looking at the head. So this is a servo motor. It control the angle. Why we use servo motor? Because we need the accuracy. This is a power for the servo motor. You can see 4 codes. This is a signal, and for easy replacement, that's why I have a joint. Otherwise you have to always go to the control box. That's horrible. Then you can see this one is the supply power, so it should be 2 pin. Yes, 2 pin, just to make this motor shake. Okay. Then This actually is a tiny sensor. It's a magnet sensor detecting metal, so you know inside have a holder or not. Not always working because like those is aluminum, you cannot really detect it. But anyway, for vibration blade, for oscillating blade, you can detect it. So that's all. That's one we explained. This one explained. Okay, so more these two, you can see one is a network cable for the camera, another is power for the camera. One is split, I think because for supply the lights underneath. Then this is two is water for the cooling the spindle. This is the lubrication, looks like. Yeah, lubrication. And this is power for the spindle. So it was have lots of cable ties. I just cut it. But now I'm gonna resort it. So basically this cable, this purple gray one, we're gonna leave it out because we're gonna take this out. We're gonna take this out, so we can take this out and put the other one in. Rest I will tighten it. So let me just take it out now. Okay, you can see it's 2 pin. Just power. Positive, negative. And this how you take it out, you can check the early video. First you need to take this out. Careful, it's very sharp. And then this one you find, you try to move it so you can see. There is a, cannot see. There is, cannot see. Where's my finger? Okay, here. So you need to let this one match the hole. Too many cables. Try to show it better. Okay. So you can see this is a hole you need to match. Then you can lift this up. You're losing this and make sure the gap match. The gap match. Okay, then you take it out. See, that's why this one is very sharp. Okay, so this is oscillating blade cutter. Inside have a motor, and this part is just the wire, I think, as a fan to cooling something. And actually here have an oiling point. These two, you can just drop. It's actually Chinese says oiling point. Every week put 2 drops of that lubrication oil you can get from us, but most people don't do it. Okay, and also this I just cleaned. If you really take it out after a long time use, very dirty, just use compressor blow it. And also we blow inside here as well because lots of this got stuck inside. Okay, now you can see this one. Oh, you can see the gap now. I think it's gap. It will be more easier to see the gap. See, if you move this, they must match. If they do not match, this thing cannot go inside. You see this has a step. See, have a step. Then you put a step. Then you lock it. So this one do not need power. Okay, then we put the heads bottom back. Okay, let me pause this video to put this cable back. Okay, I just tied the cable. I left this one for connect the oscillating blade cutter if we need to. And also when you tighten the cable, you need to make sure, because this dragging chain block is about somewhere here, because the cover, but there still have a cover for the head. And you also need to consider if the Z-axis go down, you do not want it dragging the cable. See, otherwise you're gonna have problem there. Also, if you need to know that this section also can go down, so you need to make sure you have enough slack for the cable. Otherwise, you're gonna stretch it. Okay, now next step, I'm gonna put this cutting head back here. When you put in the blade back, you can see this side have a groove. If you see here inside, I'm not sure how to see inside. But they have things that you cannot really put wrong. You can only put in this direction. Of course, you have a copper thing and an aluminum one. That is the color way. Generally, you can see this one also. You have the two colors. It's also for you to make sure you go to insert the blade in right direction. If not, the blade will suffer from the wrong side. Just to explain which one is the right way. Technically, there's no right way, just do the calibration. But if you don't want to do the calibration, you put in the same way every time. Because this way is actually come like that. So this side is the left side, goes the left side. Then your blade will facing that way. Okay. Otherwise, if you would do like this, then you have to turn the blade facing that way. Technically, it can also work. Okay, just make sure you always do the same way, because then the offset every setting will be different. But it still works, but it depends on how you like to do. And otherwise, you have to redo. For example, if this blade is turning this side, then the off center this way. If it's like this, then it's off center that way. So whichever way, you just make sure you constantly doing the same. Then your software offset you adjust is the same. Okay, now I put this nut back. So final assemble is like that. If your copper side is the left side, then finally it looks like that. You can still rotating it. Okay, it's kind of rotating it by this servo motor. You're still able to go up and down by this air. Reduce this air and it can go up. Okay. So the blade change part is done. Okay, next section is how about software. It's another video now.